This Chad who gave away $1 million painting, like, I'm sorry, that dude's calling election and just got made sure in a DI. You know what I'm saying? Like, somebody give this guy a second anointing because, like, he straight up deserves it.
This is gonna be the best day ever. This is gonna be the best day ever. Wake up.
So apparently, famous LDS artwork has been discovered in a thrift shop. Jonah, this is too wild, man. I can't believe what I'm seeing here, and I want you to just tell me what on earth is going on. This is too cool to believe.
So if you people don't do random thrift scavenger hunts at DI, you need to, because it's a heck of a good time. Look, it's a free date with your wife, right? You're ever just like, what are we going to do? You just go to Goodwill. You go to, don't go to Goodwill. You go to Deseret Industries, just kind of shop around a little bit, and it can be very exciting, the things that you find. This dude must have had the best DI thrift shop date ever, because he was at a DI and he was a big LDS artwork fan of paintings, when he looks over and he sees an original Minerva Teichart painting on oil canvas somebody dropped off out of their trunk. No idea who they were. They drove off, and it's just chilling in the DI. And he's like, that's an original Minerva Teichart. Okay. And no one's, everyone's like, what? And they don't know where it came from. And to this day, no one knows where it came from. But turned up in a DI. Oops. So the article in the church newsroom is about this dude later finally reuniting with it. So what happened is he sees this in the DI, this gorgeous painting by Minerva Teichart. If you're not familiar with her artwork, you can Google it. There's the most famous is the painting that she did of Jesus Christ in the red robe, the scarlet robe. Beautiful painting. She was active, about 50 years ago or so. She did another famous painting of Esther. Yeah, was another famous one that she did that lots of people know. Beautiful paintings. And she was LDS and did LDS themes. And this particular painting was Christ visiting the Nephites. Yeah. And he sees it. He goes, what in the world? And he won't let anyone buy it. He's like, no, you can't sell this thing. And so they're like protecting it from buyers until, right? People are like, hey, I want that. Well, $3. Hey, he's like, no. And so finally, one of the managers at the DI is like, okay, I'm just going to take this to church headquarters, calls it up or whatever. And he just like puts it in his trunk and drives to Salt Lake. This was in Arizona. This happened. He just puts it in his trunk. He drives north on I-15 to Salt Lake, drops it off the Church History Museum, and they don't hear about it again for like years. So the story is that in the church news is that finally it goes on display. Yeah. And the section that it's on display is called like conservation efforts or whatever. Like, like don't throw away these paintings, you idiots. Like, okay. And so it's displayed there, and he goes and he finds it, he poses next to it. He finally reunited with this painting that he rescued. Now, by rescued, I mean didn't end up in Jonah's living room, because I was in Arizona at this time and I would have loved that painting, but he rescued it from somebody just like buying it and sneaking it in their house, which you would have done, Cardin.
No, are you kidding me? Well, because what's so interesting is, so David Boyce from 52 Churches in 52 Weeks, right? One of his favorite artists is Minerva Teichart. Like, he was really, he was just, in fact, when we went into our chapel and he was able to check that out, one of the first things he noticed was a painting. He's like, oh, a Teichart. I love Minerva Teichart. And he goes over and he takes a picture of it, because apparently it was a Minerva Teichart that he hadn't seen before, but he so recognized her unique style. In fact, I'm going to pull up a couple of these pictures here. Okay. But Minerva Teichart, I remember we studied her a little bit in one of my art history classes, because of course, it's obligatory. You have to study her in art history at BYU. What happened is, if you look up Minerva Teichart, what's so interesting is she apparently, it was in Wyoming where she had her cabin or something like that. I don't remember exactly where she was from, but she would actually paint with reversed binoculars because her painting would be so large and she couldn't get a full view of it, she felt, from the inside of the room that she was painting because the canvas was too large. And so in order to get a grasp and a feel of what it would be like from further away, that she would take binoculars and flip them backwards to look at them at her own paintings. And so apparently that kind of helped give the really kind of surrealist kind of vibe that they have, like that kind of almost like a dream from a wide angle lens, you know?
Yeah.
Because she was literally literally using a wide angle lens. In fact, on the screen right now, here's one of her Not Alone 1847 paintings that you oftentimes see inside of church buildings. Also, she's very famous for, this is the picture that you were talking about of Jesus Christ in the red robes.
So beautiful. Yeah. So beautiful.
That's kind of one that she's also very famous for, that still commands a hefty $22 on, in print on poster paper. But the originals are oftentimes strangely subject to controversy because her kids keep chasing the money. There was I think a famous lawsuit that you and I covered about a year ago, if I remember correctly, right? Where the estate of Minerva Teichart, because she only lived until I think 1976 was when she died, but she was most active in the 40s, I think it was, when she was doing most of her painting, 40s and 50s. But I could be wrong on that. But yeah, I love these stories. It's like crazy. Have you seen the scandal of the lost Da Vinci? You know how they authenticated a new Da Vinci?
Oh, I heard about this. Yes, I heard about this.
But like, it may have totally been garbage authentication, But no,
I didn't hear about that.
Oh yeah, like a decade ago, somebody found a painting that was painted over, and they realized they thought it was a Da Vinci, and in the restoration process, but nobody wanted to claim it until it finally ended up in the London Museum, and they literally just put up a poster that says, "Oh, the lost Da Vinci." Right. And then so now other people had an excuse to call it a Da Vinci because and there was this Mexican standoff where nobody wanted to claim it. But finally, the London Museum, once it was on display at their place, they called it a Da Vinci, and then all of a sudden, if
they're going to go for it, then whatever, we're just going to call it a Da Vinci.
These kind of stories are my favorite type of stories.
Yeah. What a crazy find. So look, people, if you're not going out to Deseret Industries and doing a little date night, okay, then you could be missing out. You could hit the jackpot with what else is there right now? There could be another Minerva Teichart. There could be a Da Vinci. We have in the Discord the most recent thing in the little the thread that we're in.
Okay, yeah.
Some interesting things that people have discovered in Deseret Industries before.
Oh, okay.
Or Goodwill. So one of them is actually an urn. It says ashes of ex-boyfriends on it, which is a very clever, very, very clever urn.
Oh my gosh.
Somebody else finds earbuds chilling, perfectly viable earbuds just chilling at Goodwill. Somebody left this there. And then
I don't know if I would trust AirPods from they're $99, but I don't know if I want to be sharing somebody's earwax. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
weird. Could be a little bit weird.
I don't know about earbuds.
I'd worry they had like a tracking device or like, I don't know, like arsenic or something on them. Then also the most recent thing in the Discord, it's a little blue. It shows a bunch of bins and clothes. This is a snapshot from Deseret Industries. This just shows, you never know what you're going to find. You never know what you could find lying around in a Deseret Industries.
Did you just look hard enough? That's the Sword of Laban and the golden plates.
Oh my gosh, it's Sword of Laban and the golden plates. Oh my gosh, it's right there. See what I mean, people? You see what I mean? You never know. Is that the Liahona? Is it the
Liahona? Wait, hold on. And is this the breastplate with jewels, the actual Urim and Thummim from the Old Testament?
Dude, oh my gosh. I've been looking for that. Somebody just put that, somebody had that in their trunk? Like, geez.
Oh my gosh,
and then,
dude.
Now, if you are unsure if you should be going to Deseret Industries, or if you're fortunate enough to have Deseret Industries in your environs, in your hood, as the youths are prone to say.
Exactly.
that's great. But if you don't, then you go for a Goodwill. Now, however, there's a caveat with Goodwill. In the Discord, I have here just a little snippet.
Okay.
So Goodwill has run into some problems of late with people saying,
wow,
how charitable are you? Because the estimated pay range for the president and chief executive officer at Goodwill is up to about $300,000 a year. And then there's additional pay. And so you think, it's a nonprofit.
Yeah.
But you're making bank off this thing. You're making almost as much as John DeLynn makes.
Yeah, well, John DeLynn's doubling that. We know that the apostles make about $120,000 to $140,000 a year, which is all a high school administrator makes. And what's funny is I'm looking at $157K to $293. I see $157K and I think, dude, did you know they just released the stats? And in California, to afford the median household price, which is it's a very common metric of just to afford a standard middle class home and raise a family, the median income, which is the other metric they use to afford the median house price, you need to make $192,000 a year.
Oh, jeez, what?
Yeah. No, sorry, $192,000 a year is Hawaii. $183,000 a year is California.
Jeez. Yeah. I have to go back to selling pictures of my feet again.
Yeah.
Jeez. I'm gonna have to resort to the foot pictures again, I guess. Jeez.
Yeah. So I look at that and I'm thinking, man, we used to look at $157K to $293K per year, and you're like, that's really only a dual income household now of two people with college degrees paying off student loans. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's so painfully true.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know if I can really come after Goodwill anymore. Like maybe a decade ago that would have been taboo, but nowadays I'm just like, man, go get that scratch, brother. Go buy this. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah, especially if he lives on either of the coasts. Like, hey, whatever, dude. We're all in this together, man.
We're all in this together. Yeah.
So, but the other thing I was going to say is that the cool part about Deseret Industries is the talent building that they do. So, Deseret Industries has kind of shifted to this focus where instead of just like creating a secondary market for like aftermarket household goods or whatever, that they want to try to create resumes for people who are first entering the workplace. So disabled people, or people who are having a hard time getting a job, and they'll help them get a job, keep a job, build the resume a little bit, you earn a little bit of money so that they can launch into the workforce. And that really has become kind of more of the focus of Deseret Industries as of late. And I think that is the best thing I've ever heard. So
yeah,
it's all free. They're getting all their inventory for free. Okay. Yeah. So, they have no cost of goods sold, which is just mind boggling. As a business owner, that boggles my mind. But they're about building their workforce. So Deseret Industries, you don't know what you're going to find. Yeah. Okay? You can find the breastplate to the Urim and Thummim sitting right there. People don't know what it is. They don't know. They're like, is this a Ouija board? Yeah. And you would know. And now, you'd be bank.
Okay. My last two things before we go. I'm sorry. I would have purchased that Minerva Teichart.
You absolutely, I know you would have.
If I were that store manager, as soon as that thing came off the conveyor belt and nobody recognized what it was, I would have been like, I would have tripled the price. If we usually sell paintings for $30, I would have straight up made that $100 painting just so nobody could ever accuse me of like manipulating its value in comparison to all other items that we sell. I would have slapped $100 price tag on that baby, and then I would have arbitraged that thing within 24 hours. I am not a Minerva Teichart fan, but I would have gone straight to that church office building and I would have said, this is going to hang in my man cave and I'm going to broadcast with Midnight Mormons from in front of it over the next 6 months and defile the good name of freaking Minerva Teichart if you don't buy this off me for $500,000. By the way, if you even hesitate 36 hours on this, I am going to straight up double the price. You know what I'm saying? And
I know you would have. I absolutely know. No, I would have stolen the thing. Yeah. I'd have been like, yeah. And that's what, so here's the part. Here's the part that cracks me up is that this guy in the story, in the LDS newsroom story, you got to go read this newsroom story, is that he says So the manager put it in his trunk and drove to Salt Lake. And I'm thinking, did he really drive to Salt Lake? Like,
did they reimburse him for gas?
I'm like, yeah, I'll just take this to the church history library, see if they know what to do.
This is what
throws it in his trunk. Like,
this is really what broke my heart. Is I read it. It says he gave it to them, and they were so pleased. Anderson said, "Yeah, because you handed an institution that has billions of dollars, a freaking $500,000 asset without having to pay for it, like dog." You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, look, I think that's kind of like all noble and great and everything, but part of me looks. I hope the church hooked him up. Like, I really hope the church gave him like some kind of $10,000 bonus.
Come on.
Because it's like what do you think the fair market value is of a painting like that?
Oh, God, crap. Way more than 10K.
Yeah. Would you think probably get 500,000 in auction at least? A Lost Minerva Teichart, especially if there was news articles about it. There's somebody in Utah that would buy that painting for $1 million.
Oh, yeah, sure.
And God gave you talents, bro. Like, God gave you talents to recognize and appreciate and understand art and be able to authenticate on the spot whether or not it was a Minerva Teichart or perhaps some kind of BYU student's replica from, art school in 1987 that was just a copy. But no, because of your extensive experience and frankly, the hard work and hours put into understanding it, you were able to recognize it for what it was. You saved it from obscurity. So dog.
Yeah, he did. He saved it.
Yeah, like what if some stupid, like, I don't know, retirement villa bought it? Just thinking like, this will be a great painting to have in the rec room. And then all of a sudden you have a bunch of senile people throwing darts, missing, and then hitting the canvas of Minerva Teichart. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's all kinds of heinous demises this painting could have had. And it could have fallen into the hands of that guy that like takes paintings and then puts zombies and dinosaurs on them and paints over them. Have you seen that artist?
Don't give any ideas to the anti-Mormons out there.
Yeah, he's actually really funny. But anyway, this guy saved it from a heinous and ignominious demise, and I hope he got hooked up, dude, because he gave it to them and they were so pleased, like, of course, dude. And then
I'm proud of the guy for completing that drive. That's about a 12-hour drive, and I'd be sitting in that car the whole time thinking, nobody knows I have this right now.
Yeah, dude.
Nobody knows this is in my trunk. I could just go home and no one would know. But apparently he did the right thing and gave it. You can see it at display in Salt Lake in the church. Is it the Church History Museum?
Yes.
Could be the Church History Museum, which is amazing, by the way. If you haven't been there, it's amazing. The church does museums like very, very well. And if you can't make the drive, you can see it right here. We can pull it up again. This is Jesus Christ among the Nephites. I love this painting. He's got somebody kneeling, a young man kneeling in front of him, laying his hands on his head. And just in case you're forgetting, this is unique to the Book of Mormon. The resurrected ministry of Jesus Christ is unique to the Book of Mormon. It is not in the New Testament. They do not have the risen Lord's ministry in the New Testament. It was redacted out because cretists don't like a mortal Jesus, a fleshy Jesus. It is in our Book of Mormon, and this is a painting of it. This is beautiful. This is unique.
Yeah. And
go check out Minerva Teichart paintings. They're amazing. And what a feather in the cap of the church to have somebody like Minerva Teichart be one of us, huh? Be a Latter-day Saint. Isn't that just...
And have this good? Chad who gave away $1 million painting. Like, I'm sorry, that dude's calling election and just got made sure in a DI. You know what I'm saying? Like, somebody give this guy a second anointing because like he straight up deserves it. You know what I'm saying? So,
that's the price tag. That's the price tag of making your calling an election made sure. About $1 million.
He could fornicate thrice and still have enough indulgences to still get into heaven. All right. So anyway, watch. This is where all of like the Desnats start getting really angry.
No, that's actually the Catholic Church. You messed that up. We don't do indulgence. That's Catholic.
No, but we should. So no,
could bring it back. It could bring back. I'll start a petition, wardradio.com, bringing back indulgences.
Oh my gosh.
Go check us out.
I'm literally going to do that. I'm literally going to do that. And that is going to be so fun. And that will ruffle so many feathers in a good way in the church office building. I wouldn't be surprised who signs that thing. That's going to be freaking hilarious.
No, you know what? Actually, I take that back. We have already, of course, Carden, I can't believe I forgot this. We've already started indulgences in the church. Donate to wardradio.com, donate through our Venmo, and
that's the merch.
Then that's what it is. The merch. You buy the merch.
I'm gonna literally print a bunch of postcards. I'm literally gonna print a bunch of postcards that say 1 indulgence. Show this to your bishop when giving a real Bible dropper, and just tell him it's all right. I contributed to Ward Radio, and it will say 1 indulgence.
Make it fake. Make it like you can drink a Coke. Like one fire tattoo. Like you can listen to Led Zeppelin on Sunday.
Yeah, then I would put something heinous on there and be like, the first one's a gimme. Just tell the bishop the first one's a mulligan. You know what I'm saying?
One meal of cannibalism. Yeah. Totally fine. Totally fine.
All right. Well, let us know what you guys think in the comments below. Are you a Minerva Teichart fan? Do you think she's overrated? I'm one of those people. I do not worship at the feet of Quentin Tarantino like so many other Los Angeles filmmakers do. I don't think he's a bad director. I just think maybe he's a little bit overrated. Is Minerva Teichart a little bit overrated? You know what I'm saying? Do you think that she's actually the best thing since sliced bread and Leonardo da Vinci? Let us know what you guys think in the comments below. And by all means, my man that found the Minerva Teichart, okay, my man.
Who is this dude?
Come on the show and tell us what it's like. All right. His name's David Anderson. If any of you guys know this cat, David Anderson, we want him on the show because you know what I would like to know? The church has obviously authenticated this and verified it is indeed a Minerva Teichart. I want to know what snap judgments he was able to make to determine it was a Minerva Teichart and not some art student's copy thereof, or not some BYU homage to Minerva Teichart that came out in the 70s, 80s, or 90s, because people have been trying to repaint her for years, right?
He says he recognized it immediately.
Yeah. Exactly. So
nice work, dude.
Yeah. If any of you guys know David Anderson, we want you on this program, Dave. So anyway, let's keep the conversation going below. As always, for this and more, please make sure you guys check us out at WardRadio.com.
This is going to be the best day ever. This is going to be the best day ever. Wake up.